Jon Jones.
Oh yeah. That old one. Living his best life, mate, isn't he, in Thailand? So everybody reaches a sell-by date, don't they? Everybody's got a time limit. He's reached it, and we move on.
I reckon anyone else in that position would have been stripped. I was talking to Adam Cattell about it the other week.
Yeah, seen it.
He should be stripped now.
It obviously was a bit annoying at the time, but it's all in the past now. We're moving forward. Everything's good. We can get fighting again, and I just want to get fighting, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Must be fucking sick of getting asked about that, you know.
It's it's not the best. You know what? It's better now because I do know what's going on a little bit, and I am going to fight soon, so that's nice. But for like the last kind of 6 months, I've just not known what's going on. Do you know what the worst bit is? Is like, you know this yourself. It's like money, fame, titles, rankings, all that aside, I just love fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
I just like fighting people. That's what I got into it for. I didn't get into it for anything else. All the other stuff is just like nice to have on top. I want to be the best fighter I can be. I love it. I'm in the gym every day. I just want to fight. That's been taken away from me for like nearly a year now, and that's got nothing to do with me, which is, it's a bit frustrating, to be honest, but we are nearly over it now, which is good.
The fact he's not stepping up and fighting yet, he's let the whole MMA fan base down.
I couldn't have somebody else saying that they're going to beat me and not at least fight. And then if I lose, at least I tried my best.
And it's even more in that case when you're the reigning heavyweight champion of the world and you've got someone holding.
It is crazy.
Heavyweight
it is a crazy situation, but there's a lot of politics in there in the UFC at the top levels, and it's just like out of my hands, so there's nothing I can really do about it.
Following all the mysterious tweets, numerous postponements, and the whole championship belt controversy,
and that he's ducking Tom Aspinall and stuff like that. He said, I spoke to the UFC a long time ago about what my future plans are. I haven't really worked out since my last fight in New York City. Honestly, I believe it's in the UFC's best interest to keep presenting me as the company's champion, not Tom. And then he goes on to say, I've just been playing the role of the company man by doing nothing at all and holding all the position. And truthfully, it's been incredibly lucrative. I've made more money off of Tom being the interim champ than Tom has himself. It sucks to see the rest of the division get slowed down like this, but that has nothing to do with me. I don't pull the strings. Well, it does have everything to do with you, John. You are the champion and you're the guy that should fight, that should defend or vacate.
And even with Dana White's recent remarks acknowledging the situation is complex.
It's a conversation we've had many times now, the Tom Aspinall, Jon Jones fight. It's a bit different now, right? Because Jon's been tweeting a lot about the fact that he's told you his plans, he's ready to vacate the belt, and all the rest of it.
He said he's ready to vacate the belt?
He said he doesn't care if you strip him, he would vacate it.
Crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whenever he's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight, Tuesday. We'll figure this out.
But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspinall and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Habib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer. So it's none of my business. I'll do what I can to make the fight if we can. If he's talking that crazy. I didn't realize that.
It was kind of crazy how much interest Jon showed in the Francis Ngannou fight. Like there was some tweets going back and forth. What would happen if he came to you and says like, I'll fight, but I won't fight Aspinall, I would fight Ngannou? Would you even be interested in that or no?
I don't have Ngannou under contract, and Aspinall's the guy.
Right. If you were put in the position, would you maybe try to get Ngannou back under contract or no?
Probably not.
To clarify, you said that Jon agreed to fight Tom, yes?
Jon agreed to fight Tom?
Is that what you just said there? Before, like on the last answer, you said...
Jon agreed to fight Tom, yes.
So you had to sign the contract.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys have heard me for the last however long. I said, I guarantee you this fight's going to happen. This fight's going to happen. Fight's going to happen. You guys told me the crazy shit that was going on Instagram and all these other places. But yes, I've been saying Jon is going to fight Tom.
There's some rumors out there that you guys had offered him his money and you turned it down.
Unless you hear it come from here or we put out a press release, don't believe any of this bullshit. But yes, Jon agreed to fight Tom. Fact.
Aspinall has decided to take a new approach. In a composed yet decisive statement, he essentially conveyed that he's ready to move forward.
What's the last 6 months training been then, where you've been just in limbo? Have you been training to specifically fight Jones, or just been training?
No, I've just been. You know what? That's actually one of the positives that's come out of it is when you've got a fight, you're training for a guy, aren't you? Yeah, you're training for one guy. I've just been training to get better, which is great. Do you know what I mean? I've been like improving and that, and I'm someone who's in the gym constantly anyway. Like I'll train twice a day if I've got a fight or not. Obviously the intensity increases if I do have a fight soon.
When I seen you at that UFC London when Molly retired 3 weeks before my fight, lad.
We were on the burgers, weren't we? Me and Charlie.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with a bottle of water and just looking over at you with 2 pints and burgers and them crisscross fries and that, and I'm just like,
yeah, it was great.
I was taking the bit of chicken out of the bowl.
I remember you were eating the meat.
I was eating the meat out of it because I was starving.
What does you? Because I'm like quite interested in nutrition. That like, what is your diet like
in camp?
Yeah, like do you have to be on like a massive deficit?
Not massive, but like I am in a deficit every day. As we go through camp, I'll start at like 2,500 calories. Then halfway through, I'll bring it down to like 2,250, and towards the end, I'm on like 2,000. But I'm burning like 3 to 4,000.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you're training intense, you're burning shitloads, aren't you?
Nah, man, John's retired. What are we talking about, guys? John, you guys don't follow John on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that.
No, me too, actually. Me too. But the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career. We all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And we move on. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers, get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired and it's time that we move on.
He's no longer waiting around and refuses to get caught up in another public relations spectacle, while Jones keeps playing games on social media.
The UFC is about one guy being the champion of each division. I defended the interim once already. It's almost unheard of that. It's unprecedented. I thought it was silly the first time, to be honest. The reason that I did it, the first time I fought Curtis Blades, it went down as a loss. I got injured. The worst moment of my career, one of the worst moments of my life. I wanted to redeem myself and get the legit victory against Curtis Blades because it was unfinished business. Like, that was hurting my ego, and I wanted to prove that I was better than Blades, which I did in the rematch, and I defended the interim. Something else, that particular fight was in Manchester, in my hometown. I wanted to fight in my hometown. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do that again in front of a sold out, brand new Co-op Live arena in Manchester, England. I don't know if I'm ever going to have the opportunity to do that again. So for them 2 reasons, that's why I defended the interim. I'm not doing it again. Like, I've cleared out the rest of the division, undisputed, and that's it. I deserve a shot at being known as the best heavyweight walking around on planet Earth. It doesn't matter on the opponent, undisputed name.
Honestly, many fans appreciate that stance. Meanwhile, Jones has been dropping subtle digs, joking about relinquishing titles, hinting at possible matchups with Francis, and dismissing the interim belt as insignificant.
If I'm being completely honest, I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. You know, it's just like his fans have been so annoying. And obviously you don't get this far in a career being affected by fans or whatnot, but he's just an asshole, you know, with his, you know, he's 30, so he's from this influencer generation where you hop online and the t-shirt sales and all that. I'm past that type of stuff. I'm like, bro, if you had a little bit more respect, then maybe we could have worked something out, you know, but I just don't even want to do business with him. You know, at the end of the day, this is a business, and fighting me gives him an opportunity to change his life forever. And I don't even want to give him the opportunity. Like, he just played his cards wrong with me personally. And you know, I'm 3 years from being a 40-year-old grown man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, the press conference, going through the whole shebang with him, I'd rather not do. But Hayda on the other side, respectful, cool, barely says much. It's like, I'll do business with you. I would risk it all with a human being like you. You actually have the accolades to back up your shit. This other guy is just a big mouth who's hot today. There's been so many guys who's hot today who are just gone. You know, Sergey was in the same position not too long ago. Now he's starting to fall off already. I've just been around this sport too long to give a big mouth who's hot today the opportunity. Okay, so I feel like narratives have been created that just truly aren't there. You can't duck a man that you were never scheduled to fight. It's like saying you got turned down by a girl who you never even hit on. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and Dana and Hunter have never sat down and talked about Tom Aspinall. He's never been on my radar. I mean, just a moment ago, it was him and Sergey that was fighting. And Sergey could be in this position right now, and I would still be in the same place of I've beat people my whole career, and once I beat them, like the show just goes on. I get that Tom is an exciting fighter. I get that finally, after 16 years, we found somebody who's 7 years younger than me and 30 pounds bigger than me. Like, we finally found someone who may give me a great challenge. And everyone wants to see it so bad. But for me, it's like, what's in it for me? He changes nothing if I beat him.
But Tom isn't taking the bait this time. While Jon tries to steer the conversation online, Aspinall is focused in the gym, honing his skills and letting the MMA community speak for itself.
Jon Jones's demands of money for the Tom Aspinall fight were met by the UFC. They gave him what he was looking for, and he still said no. So he just doesn't want to fight Tom. They literally, according to Ariel, who hates the UFC and would not make this up to make them look better, according to Ariel, they actually gave Jon Jones FU money that he was looking for, and he still turned down Tom Aspinall. So it's not about money. It's not about anything. He just wants nothing to do with Tom. Very interesting from Jon Jones. Now, everyone is unanimously in agreement about this, so we see a few comments here. But the problem is there's still a lot of people and a lot of people that are always going to be talking about Jones and not accepting what should happen here. Logic should dictate that Tom Aspinall should fight Jon Jones. And you see by these comments, that's cool and all, but I thought Dana made it clear we wouldn't do business again with Francis. He won't. Dana is not going to accept this. Ngannou coming back to the UFC. The UFC could consider it, but again, he's got one more fight on his contract at PFL. And that just can't be dealt with in any other way other than him actually fighting out that contract. None of it matters if Jones still has the belt. It's just another guy waiting to fight. I know it'll just be another guy in the logjam in the heavyweight division, but maybe the UFC could use this against Jon to say, listen, we can move on from you. But I don't know. They aren't. They're just going to let him ruin. We are genuinely going years without a heavyweight fight in the UFC. Because Jon Jones is just allowed to do that. We have never seen this before in the history of the sport. This is fucking insane.
It's not about you, Jon. It's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your story. If you want to enjoy your life, if you want to be a part of a reality show, if you want to take that money and delay things and hold someone else's dreams back from becoming a reality, that is ducking. That is ducking, because there is a time-honored tradition in this business, in the sport, in combat sports, in fight sports, in sports period, that the whole thing has to move along. It's not about your story. Your story is great and you're living your best life, great. Get rid of that belt. If you want to do that, great. No one will begrudge you. Everyone thinks you've done enough. You've earned enough. You've proven enough. Now allow someone else to have that same story. Allow someone else to write that same story. You are holding him back. You are holding back not only Tom Aspinall, but the rest of the division. So yes, you're missing the point. This isn't about you. It's about the belt. How many more times does Tom have to say it? He would love to fight him. He would love to be he would love to have the opportunity to be that guy. He would love it. Who wouldn't? But he just wants that belt. He wants whatever that belt signifies, whatever it symbolizes, and what it brings. It brings all the things that Jon Jones is enjoying right now, because if Jon Jones wasn't the most decorated champion, wasn't the greatest light heavyweight champion, wasn't the 2-division champion, he wouldn't be doing things like this. He wouldn't get opportunities like this. He wouldn't get the opportunity to live his best life. And now you are stopping someone else from living their best life. Do you get the difference? It's not about you. And so when the legends fought you, and I'm not even talking about when you were
Now, attention is shifting to what's next for Tom Aspinall, whether or not Jon Jones is involved. The name Serial Gain has surfaced again. particularly after Tom mentioned he isn't very keen on defending the interim title, but would consider a legitimate fight if it helps advance the division.
Miguel is maybe next opponent for you?
Well, he can fight Almeida first because he refused to fight with me. So now, before he jumps back in and waits for his shot, he can fight Almeida. Them guys can fight, and the winner can fight me.
Cyril tweeted that he thinks you should be careful what you wish for, and he'll see you in Paris. How do you think you match up against Cyril?
I better be careful, apparently. Yeah. I think I match up pretty well against him. I think I'm equally as fast as him. I move equally as well. The difference is I can grapple. I've got a lot of power. And I think that's pretty undeniable at this stage of my career. I've got a lot of knockouts on my record, mate. I have to touch you once, and I wasn't even throwing heavy tonight. I thought it was going to be a 5-rounder. I didn't mean to knock him out. I was pretty sure that...
At the same time, he's not in a hurry to make any moves, especially not against someone like Gane, who has a reputation for being selective with his matchups. Then there's another unpredictable factor, Francis. Tom recently stated he's willing to face anyone and emphasized he'd even step up to fight Francis Ngannou if that's what it takes to prove he's the top heavyweight in the world.
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy.
Dana White says I'm his man. We love that. We love that on this channel.
And what about Francis Ngannou? You having him? You want some?
The day that I start ducking out of fights and turning opponents down and stuff like that is the day that I'm going to retire. So, as I've always said, and you can ask any promoter I've ever worked with, any guys at the UFC, I'll fight anyone, I'll fight anytime, and I'll fight anywhere. Never turn down a fight in my life, never will. The day that I start thinking about turning down fights is the day that I'll retire. So to answer the question, whoever they want me to fight is who I'm going to fight.
Anyone, anywhere, even if they're not signed to the UFC. That's a champion's mindset, regardless of what belt is wrapped around your waist.
Because he's making them all look like idiots, by the way, with them having to support a guy who's literally behaving like a coward as a heavyweight world champion. And it's just so detrimental to the UFC. You look at boxing right now. Boxing's never been stronger up and down the divisions, but the heavyweight division is flying, and it's because it's being led by a great champion in Alexander Usyk, who is taking on all comers. And by the way, it's not enough to just beat his best contenders once. He beats them twice just to make damn sure that there's not a thing anyone can say about it. That's a real champion. Jon Jones isn't fit to even be spoken about in the same fucking sentence as Alexander Usyk. Not the level of fighter he is, not the level of man he is, right? He doesn't even fucking belong in that fucking category. The way he's carrying himself now as a champion, it is without doubt the most embarrassing way I've ever seen a champion conduct themselves in a title reign. And I interviewed Tom Aspinall in 2023 about this.
Jon Jones has had one fight at heavyweight against Cyril Ngannou, let's be honest, didn't f***ing want to be there. One fight in 3 years, so he's had one fight at heavyweight. Stipe has had one fight in 4 years and he got knocked out.
How can that possibly represent the best fighting the best?
Couldn't agree more, mate, honestly.
It blows my mind. Yeah. That was over a year and a half ago. And look, the clues were always there that Jon Jones was never, not even if you put a fucking gun to his head.
You're an interim champion. They only make an interim champion when the champion cannot defend the belt. So for Jon Jones, he couldn't defend the belt because he tore his pec muscle. So the interim champion means he should be fighting the champion right off the bat. That's not the case with Jon Jones, right? Because Jon Jones is going to fight Stipe Miocic. So the interim champion is supposed to sit there and wait. But by law, in like the regulations, once Jon Jones steps in the cage, he is stripped of his interim champion because the champion has returned. There is no longer for an interim champion. What is the point of having interim champion when the champion is ready to fight?
This is the only sport in the world you can have somebody hold your career back.
Yep. I've been almost a year inactive with no prospects of anything. Just be ready, and we'll just let you know.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of difficult, like mentally, to.
Oh yeah.
This is the fight against Jon Jones. Like, not the fight is another thing.
Yeah.
This is the tricky bit where I really have to stay switched on, stay motivated, and. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. It's tough. As you said a minute ago, no one really knows what's going on behind the scenes apart from me.
Exactly. You're in office cooking.
I train all the time anyway. Just because I've not got a fight doesn't mean I don't train. Like, I honestly can see Jon's point of view. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. It's just about the title for me.
Yep.
I just want the title. That's it.
Yep.
Does nothing else really matter. So
you're like, let me do my thing. Let me fight.
I just want to fight.
And I think that's the respectful way to go about it. It's like, you don't care if it's Jon.
Despite everything, the Jon Jones situation continues to hang over the sport. While Tom has moved on, the MMA community hasn't. Many are urging the UFC to strip Jones of the title if he doesn't defend it soon. Voices like Hattie the Batty, True Geordie, and respected journalists such as Ariel Helwani have all called for decisive action.
We want to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. It's the #1 fight that the UFC could put on right now. The most interesting and high-profile fight. No one feels otherwise. No one. Not a soul. Everyone wants to see that fight. Maybe for you it's #2 behind Ilya and Islam, which we're not getting either. Or Kayla Amanda, which we are hopefully getting. But there are a few bigger fights, and Dana White himself has said it's the biggest fight in the heavyweight division.
Just look at the language Jones has been using from day one about Tom Aspinall. Why would I gamble my legacy on someone like him? Jon Jones, gamble. You win every fight, don't you? You're guaranteed to win every fight. You can beat anyone. Every fight, if you're the best fighting the best, is a bit of a gamble. But you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You're supposed to go on and do that. I've never ever known a champion who tells everyone how great they are and yet doesn't want to fight the best challenger. I tell a lie, actually, I do remember one time, Tyson Fury, when he did not want to fight Alexander Usyk. Oh, he's not a big enough name. Oh, and he made all the excuses in the world. And guess what? Usyk beat him twice. And this is exactly why.
But Tom isn't waiting around anymore. His focus is on what lies ahead. He's done chasing Jones because pursuing a fight that might never come would only slow his momentum. He's in his prime and ready to go. If the UFC doesn't make it happen, he'll keep pushing forward without them. Because let's be honest, if Jon Jones isn't ready to step up, someone else will. And whoever that may be, Tom Aspinall is prepared to prove to the world why he's the most dangerous competitor in the heavyweight division.